To look at exercise 6.1, we are looking for a hypothesis for each of these investigations. So that's for number one. Sasha wants to know whether more men than women watch sport on the TV. So when we have to create a hypothesis, what we need to do is we need to make an assumption. If you want to say that yes, more men than women watch sports on TV, then you just write this can be your hypothesis. Just immediately from here. Or you can say that the opposite means you use a negative statement. Or you just say that more women than men watch sport on TV. So you can just change the position of this one here so that you can get a different hypothesis. It's up to you what hypothesis you want. So just writing more men than women watch sport on the TV, that is enough for a hypothesis. Next one is also the same. Anders wants to know if silver is the most popular color of car that is sold. Then you can just write silver is the most popular color of car that is sold. That's it. If you want to say no, you don't think so, then you can just write an opposite, which is not. You can just say silver is not. Depending on whether you want to write, whether you agree or not with the statement. If you agree with it, then fine, just do it as it is. Projecti wants to know if girls are better than boys at estimating the masses of different objects. Then you can just say girls are better than boys at estimating the masses of different objects. That is your answer. And then next one, you can have a look at. Alicia wants to know whether it is true that the more you revise, the better your exam result will be. Then you just say it is true. If you want to say it is true, then you can just say it is untrue as well. Depending on your hypothesis, it's up to you how you make that assumption. Okay. There are 800 students in Dakarai's school. He wants to know whether boys or girls are better at math. Write down an example for each of the 6-step Dakarai's to follow. So the 6th step is just how you want to incorporate all the ideas about it. So for this one here, you can actually decide on an hypothesis to test. So for the first one, you have to write a hypothesis. What do you actually think? The hypothesis, we can actually use that you can say boys are better at math compared to girls, or girls are better at math compared to boys. So you can just pick whichever that you want. You can just write girls are better at math compared to boys. So this is one of your hypotheses. Then after that, this is your first step. Then you go to your second step. Okay, what type of question that you want to ask? So questions can be like, what is your score? What is your score for the previous math quiz? Or it can also be, are you a girl or boy? So these questions, we can actually put it on a paper and the questionnaire, we can just give it out. Okay, decide what data to collect. You can say that the data that we want to collect will be the results of the math score. In the fourth one, how to collect the data, you can give out a questionnaire. Or do an interview. Five, sample size, will it be big? So probably take about, the sample size here, I'll probably take about perhaps 20% of 800 equates to about 160 students. Also can. 10% is also okay. I think 15 to 20 is quite safe. And then how accurate the data needs to be. So this accuracy here, it is most likely we want the most recent one. So that is comparable. Okay. And then 2B. What other factors could Zachary consider? 2B, you can also think about other factors that we can consider, like for example, difficulty of the test. Also can, or maybe the grades that they're in, or perhaps the grades. Okay, or difficulty of the test, or what year they are, or the age. Okay, what are some problems that you want that he might have in collecting his data? Some might not want to participate. Okay, or some may not be truthful. And we look at number three. Number three is also the same thing. So Kira is reading a book that has 120 pages. She wants to know whether E is the most commonly used letter in the book. Write an example of 6 steps. So we actually did this already. So the first one is the hypothesis. E is the most commonly used letter in the book. That is the hypothesis that we gave. So questions that we're going to ask are how many words are there in the book? So we can see on average, are we sure that it is the letter E? Which book is she reading, or how many letters are there in the book? So these are some of the questions that you can ask. So the data will be the number of E in the book. And then how do we record? We record it in the book using the tally method. It means that we can just see every time we see an E, we just draw 1 line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This represents 5. And then sample size, you can say that you can use 1 book or maybe a few books. And the accuracy could be we count it 2 or 3 times just to make sure that we didn't miss out any letter, any E letters. Okay, what other factors could Kira consider? We can have to make sure that all the pages in the book are present and then they're not damaged visually. It means that they're not blurred out, or maybe it's damaged due to like water spilled on it. And then the last one is what are the problems? She might lose count, or she might count wrongly. Okay, means whenever she used the tally method, she did it, she counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then she did a 1, 2, 3, 4, which got 1. Okay, so that is why you need to make it more accurate by repeating the process. If we look at question 4, it says Razi is talking to Mia. He wants to know the favorite sport of the student in his school. He uses all the students in his class as a sample. There are 15 boys, 3 girls in his class. The favorite sport of the student in his class is cricket. Now, he said the favorite sport of the student in my school must be cricket. But you cannot assume cricket is the favorite sport of the student in the whole school, as most of the students in your class are boys. The school has equal number of boys and girls, so you need to sample equal number of boys and girls. For each part of this question, give a reason why conclusion is not valid and suggest a better sample that you could use. Hassan wants to know who are better at spelling in his school, the boys or the girls. He tests all students in his top set math class. There are 12 boys and 18 girls in his class. Hassan said the boys had a better score than the girls, so the boys in the school are better at spelling than the girls. So what is wrong here is that A, sample size is wrong. And then these two, the subjects are not relatable. Because math is about calculating and understanding. Spelling is about memorizing. Okay. B, Harsha lives in the village 25 kilometers from a school. She catches a bus to school every morning. There are 520 students in the school. Harsha wants to know the most popular method of traveling to school. She asked the 24 students who live in her village. Most of the students I asked travel to school by bus. So most popular method of traveling to school used by all the students in the school is the bus. So this is incorrect also, it's because the sample size is small. Is small. We can also say that the sample is not well distributed. Meaning that she only asked a portion or representation of her own village, not the whole school. And then she should ask other people outside of the village. And that's all.